What's up, guys? Welcome to the Crypto Savvy channel. We are going to be going over the charts. We're going to take a look at gold, silver, Dow Jones, NASDAQ, S&P, of course, Bitcoin, and Binance and XRP at the end. I need you guys to see these charts. Make sure you stick around for the whole video. We're going to go over quite a bit here. I'm going to try to zip through it as quick as possible. I know I usually lately haven't been putting in traditional markets, but I'm going to try to get that in on the Mondays, at least for now on. But anyways, let's get into it. But before we begin, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up. Leave your comments down below. It does help support the channel and it helps push the video out to more people. You can also share the video with the share button down below if you belong to any groups or whatever. Another thing, the Savvy Trading Competition starts today. It's called the Savage Trading Competition on Prime XBT. Later in the video, I'm going to show you how to do that. You can join by hitting the link down below, the Prime XBT link I have in the description. I will show you how to do that here in a minute in the video, but let's get into the charts. As you guys know, on gold, we've had these targets down here since it's been about over 2 years, like since we were back over here in 2020, right? 1559, 1424, I think are the best case scenarios in my opinion, right? If we look at this on the weekly, it could get much, much worse. Let me show you. So I'm looking at this as a finished 5-wave structure. And I just showed you what was it? 1450 would be this bottom trend line. If we break below that, then we're looking around 1300, somewhere in there. And then 973, ultimately 670. Now, I'm not saying these have to happen. These blue ones are worst case scenario, right? That it gets really bad, which is very possible. But we do have this major trend line here at about 1450 that I think is a very good possibility that we return to. Anyways, let's go into silver. Silver, as you guys know, we've had these targets for a very long time. The main target here is 15.6. And we made this way back in July 21, right? So 15.6 is what I'm still looking for, guys. There could be huge opportunities. They don't always have to be to the upside. Catch the downside, ride the upside for many years to come. That could be what happens. I'm not saying it's what's happening. I'm saying it's my view, and I still believe that's what's happening. We've been talking about this for a long time. The biggest money grab in history, meaning the markets dump hard, and we can start laddering in at the bottom, right? For traders, especially swing traders and longer term traders, shorts right now, I think are the way to go. But again, just my opinion. None of this is financial advice. So if this 15.6 breaks, I'm looking for around $7. People have laughed at that for a long time. You know, I hope it don't happen, because if this happens, the markets are really going to be hurting people. And I don't want to see all the pain in the markets that is going to come. But unfortunately, that's what comes with market crashes, right? So if this 15.6 doesn't hold, if we get down to these levels, let's look at the next major support before there. Put a price label here. That would be right around that $20.50 range. If that breaks, guys, it's most likely coming down to this 15.6 range. Tesla, this is a super old chart, right? Way back here, we talked about these blue targets when we crossed this trend line. We hit our first one, 151, blew through it to 106. We got our major bounce at 106, came back up, retest this trend line almost to the penny, and I think we come back down, retest these blue zones again. My ultimate bottom buy zone is between 50 and $60 for Tesla. I still am looking for that level for when this market crash is over. I still believe it's coming. Again, I could be wrong, but everything is still playing out how we've been looking at it, right? Dow Jones. Dow Jones looks topped out, guys. We never broke this high. I told you I thought this was the high when it happened. Much further down to go. We have some very, very low targets for the Dow, but we could come all the way down to this 22 to 23 range. If that breaks, there are much, much lower targets. We can go into the weekly. I think I might have it listed on here. No, I don't have it on this chart, but nevertheless, it's not looking good, guys. I do not think we're going to see new all-time highs here for any of these markets. Nailed our target here, 15,926, the top of this rising channel, which we grew off of these bottom two trend lines and just brought it up. Now the next point of support coming down, major support, that if it breaks, it will get ugly, right? Around 14.3, we somewhere in that range. Break this range, this bottom trend line, it's probably going to get very ugly very quick. S&P, same thing. Hit this target, the top of, we drew the trend line off these two lows, brought it up, and there it is. We didn't quite tag it, but if now on all of these, if we get above this top trend line, that changes everything, right? But let's put a target here for a bounce zone somewhere around 42.20, depending on where it hits, right? So this number changes up and down this line. So let's just put it at 42.40 right now. See what happens. We'll keep updated, like I said, weekly on this. Unless something big happens, then I'll do it a little bit more. So these two red trend lines here on the weekly, right? This first one was the low right here, but before the all-time high. So this we got above, and so far it's trying to hold as support. That is 28,836. But then we have this one here, which we have not reached yet, 32,940. If we do get up there, I do expect major rejection here. If for some crazy chance we get some kind of hype push to get us above this and get support, the highest I see this possible is around this target right here, which is 38.7, 38.8. I do expect if we get up there, it's probably going to be a quick capitulation down. Now, I'm in the camp that we don't get above this 39 or 32.9, but I do believe it's very possible this was the top right here of this bear market rally, which we've been expecting since December 2nd, 2021. I started talking about the bubble pop. I'll show you some charts on that at the end of the video also. But I told you, expect a false bottom with a 100% rally before continuing to the downside. And I said in this 100% rally, everyone would get extremely bullish, calling for new highs again. That's how bull markets or bull market rallies work, or bear market rallies work, right? It's got to get hype in here to get money back in for more exit liquidity. They dumped a lot up here, but they still have a lot left. So they get you all hyped up so they can get a little bit higher before they dump a lot more, right? And I do believe that's what's coming. DXY looking very bullish. We are right now at this yellow dotted trend line. As you guys know, we've drawn this in for a long time. So here's where we hit, right? Now, if we do get a pullback here, where do we go? Let's put that down. If we get a pullback here, we come back down to retest this at some point, right? Maybe a bounce up. But if we do break these two trend lines, 103.43 and 103.68, my next target's around 106.6 for a rejection. Maybe come back down for a retest before continuing up. But as you guys know, I've been very bullish on the dollar, or the DXY being the dollar against other currencies, while everybody else is screaming it is going to die. I'm not saying that the dollar isn't going to die, but I'm saying it's not going to happen very soon. It's going to be years and years out. So be aware of that. Here's the weekly on Bitcoin. I showed you the bearish divergence here, hidden divergence in the white. Major support, the next major VPVR or VRVP support is around 19.2. Now I showed you this red trend line here. If we break this, it's probably going to start a major capitulation, and that is around 28.2 range. So watch for that. If we do break that, it could get very ugly very fast. And here's another look at the weekly. Oh, let me go back to that. So I'm looking for a fifth wave down, all the way down to as possibly as low as 35 to 9,700. Somewhere in that area, I do expect us to get by the end of this year. And we can also look at this as a falling wedge. We've been testing this top support line. If we get above it, like I said, we could get up in these ranges. Now, when I was talking about, let me draw this in. When I was talking about possibly the high getting to the point, let me draw it in there. Getting to the point where we get to that 38.8 range or whatever would be a break up here. But what it would look like is a major rejection and come back down only to crash lower. I do believe that's in the possibility if we get up to these levels, which I don't think we're gonna. And again, before we get into how to join the trading competition, definitely make sure you subscribe to the channel. take 1 second out, smash those thumbs up. I can't tell you how much that helps. It helps tremendously. So make sure you do that. And here we go. A word from my sponsor.
Path to financial freedom. Gain up to a $7,000 bonus on us. Register and use promo code. Deposit and enjoy a 7% bonus. Available now. Link in the description.
All right, guys. So to join it, all you have to do is go into sign up on the Prime using my link down below. You can use my promo code Savvy50 and Savvy25, right? Savvy50, if you are trading, will get you up to a $7,000 bonus. Savvy25 will get you 25% off your fees. So it goes live in 2 hours, this trading competition. We have 403 people in there already. I've not joined yet. I probably will join and trade. It's for free, but like as you guys know, I did this contest for you guys. I am trading real trades, so I wouldn't want to take away from your guys' possibility of winning, right? So first prize is $500, second and third place is $250. Definitely check them out. It's totally free. That way you can get used to the exchange. And I had showed you guys that now they have the crypto futures right here. You can trade the global markets, right? And in the global markets, you could trade Forex, gold, silver, oil, S&P, Dow Jones, everything all from one exchange. And in the trading competition, you can trade any of those assets, right? But they do have the new crypto futures. And it's more so like, you know, the exchanges that you just click your whatever leverage you want to go on, right? You can go from isolated. You can do isolated or cross margin. So either way, whichever you're comfortable with, right? A lot of people aren't real big on cross. They don't really understand it. That's why a lot of people didn't understand Prime. But if you go into that section, like I said, you can trade Atom, BNB, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Matic, Tron, and XRP all from this here, and actually do it on isolated, which a lot of people prefer. I prefer cross, but to each their own. Definitely check them out, guys. Like I said, links down below. 2 hours from the time of this video is when the trading competition starts. I think it goes on for a week or two. I forgot to look. Anyways, here's where we were talking about 31.5 being the top, right? And if you guys were following last week, I told you watch for rejections in this zone. We got rejected off this trend line again. And right now, we can put these as our rejection points if we get a push up, right? So it's going to be somewhere in these areas, around 30,329.7. And that's just trend lines off of these wicks over here. We have our measured moves, right? From the breakdown. I had this 5-wave count. I'm not 100% confident in the 5-wave count to be exact right now. Still could be in play. But either way, our first targets from the fall of this rising channel, right? The first break of the channel, the measured move is 27.6. And then if we look at the white trend line here, looking at this as a broadening wedge, where we broke right here, we did come up, get some wicks above, but that measured move is around 27,000. So I am looking for us to get down to most likely before going, before breaking the 30,300 for sure, getting down to 27.6-ish. It is still my target. And as you can see here also, let me get this circle out of the way. We have So right here we have our fib retracement levels, right? We got our rejection at the 0.236 right here. And we got support at the 0.382. Now, is it possible we range in this area? That would make the resistance at 30,180 if we were going to range here. But if we break this 29.1 again, 28.2 would be the next fib level. Like I said, we could be getting down to this 27.5 range to 27.5, 27.6. The 0.186 or 0.618 is also at 27.435. Retracement level, golden pocket. So it's a possibility we get down here, get another big rally, false rally, You could long it if you're a day trader or whatever. Like I said, I like to swing trade and continue down from there. But we'll keep track of those targets. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you tick your notification bell. Let's take a look at BNB. So we've been talking about this for a very long time. I'm going to zoom into this section here pretty soon, right after this one. But as you can see, it is making the same pattern. I've talked about this for 6 months now, that I believe that BNB is going to crash, and it's going to crash hard. Now let's take a look at it zoomed in right here. Here's my targets. We have this bigger rising channel right here. The measured move of that is down to 67 bucks. Now that doesn't mean it happens in a day, right? Although it could. I think this is going to take time. I've been talking about the September, October bottom for the Bitcoin market this year, right? So the other measured move is just taking this here, looking at this as a bear flag, and we bring it down 148. And then we have just the measured move of this blue rising channel, right? If we break around 202 bucks. So these are my three main targets: 202, 148, and 67. If one breaks, we look for the next, right? And let's see. We went over that one. XRP. We're just going to look at this on the weekly. It's real simple. XRP is one of the biggest hype coins, just runs off hype. You can see what happened here when it went from 25 cents to $4, came back down, crashed hard. Where we came back down, we wicked to this yellow trend line. We wicked to it again here when we had this big hype rally, right? Guys, this is since XRP really got big, right? Hype train. We had another hype train here when the lawsuit crap was going on, right? But as you can see, we never close or open a weekly candle above this white trend line. Never have yet. Now, if we do, that would change my opinion on this. But so far, this thing is looking like it's going to just come on down with everything else. 25 cents, possibly as low as 4 to 5 cents. So be careful out there, guys. Here's what bubble pop patterns look like. This is Amazon compared to Bitcoin right here. These are both weekly charts. As you can see, we had the two tops right here with the just barely getting above for the all-time high before continuing down. Now, this is a 100% rally here, right? But what you don't know is this right here was a 115% rally just because it went to a lower price, right? So that was a 100% rally, just like this is. That's what happens in bear market rallies. And then it rolled over to make new lows, which I think this is going to roll over to make new lows because it always comes back, returns back to where it began. Same thing over here. We can look at Nintendo. Big, huge 100% rally before coming down to new lows, coming back to where it began. And it took many, many, many years. Still hasn't reached its all-time high, and it's been over 15 years, right? Same thing, guys. Just a bear market rally. Be careful. Another one right here, Sony. Bubbles always return to where they began. As you can see with Sony, that had a few false bottoms, right? Before getting its... So they don't have to play out to the exact candle for candle, but the structure is the same. They always return back to where they began. This is a hyper bubble. Now, people say Bitcoin, did it in 2017, 80%. Those are corrections. This is one big, huge cycle. It's not good, guys. If I'm correct, people are going to lose a lot of money because they think Bitcoin's going to new all-time highs here. Now, I'm not saying Bitcoin won't make new all-time highs in the future. I just don't think they're going to come as quick as people think. So just be careful out there. Be cautious. Make sure you look at both sides of the market and come up with a rational decision instead of watching these people like BitBoy Crypto. He was calling for 500K in 2021, right? He was calling for 100K in 2022. He lowered it a little bit, but never even got close. So just be careful out there, guys. A lot of these people that claim to have been right about anything haven't been right about crap. They were guaranteeing you $100,000 Bitcoin. Now they're guaranteeing you the bottoms in. Just be careful out there, guys. Appreciate each and every one of you. Love you guys. Make sure you join the free competition today. It's zero risk. You don't have to put any money in to actually win real money. Links down below. You can check out my other links down below too. I have a Discord link down there. Follow me on Twitter, whatnot. Have a great day. I am out, and just be careful, guys. Use stops if you are trading. Take it easy.